What up, though? Top Squad, welcome back. I'm OC. Today we got the Nutty Putty body cam footage. The Nutty Putty Cave incident body cam footage. I don't know. You gotta know about the Nutty Putty Cave. You got to. Let's run it though.
Pretty much as wide as I am, double tall. So Rob come around the corner there, has to go feet first because you have to go down this head first.
Okay, so the victim is probably about the top of his feet are about maybe 1.5 to 2 feet below my feet right now.
In November of 2009, a group of explorers entered one of Utah's most popular underground cave systems for what was meant to be a bonding experience. But deep inside the cave's narrow, twisting passages, one tragic mistake triggered a desperate fight for survival, leading to one of the most extensive rescue operations ever attempted.
If you don't know about the Nutty Putty, it's one of the tightest cave spots. You know what I'm saying? That these explorers that they venture through. It's one of the most tightest squeeze that you can find in a cave spot. And I don't know why people go try to make it through this tiny squeeze, bro, but they do. I don't know why people venture in places where they don't belong. I don't know why. Shit, y'all some brave motherfuckers though, cause I would never shit.
The following is based on official police records, as well as public statements and interviews from family members and individuals involved in the rescue effort. The footage has never been seen before until now.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
In 2009, 26-year-old medical student John Edward Jones traveled from Virginia to his home state of Utah for the Thanksgiving holiday, accompanied by his wife Emily and their 1-year-old daughter. On November 24th, John, his brother Josh, and 9 other friends and family members set out to explore a popular cave system, never imagining that one of them would never make it out. In 1960, an explorer named Dale Green discovered the hydrothermal cave located west of Utah Lake. Due to the soft, putty-like texture of the clay lining its narrow passages, he named it the Nutty Putty Cave, a nod to the children's toy Silly Putty. Afterward, it became one of Utah's most popular underground systems, seeing as many as 6,000 groups of explorers each year, including young Boy Scouts. But as time passed, the cave's dangers became impossible to ignore, and rescue calls grew more frequent. In 2004, 16-year-old Brock Clark was trapped upside down for nearly 14 hours, but ultimately survived the harrowing ordeal. 2 years later, the cave entrance was gated off, and new restrictions required permits for entry. To obtain a permit, at least one person in each group was required to have prior caving experience, a measure intended to prevent tragedy. But on November 24th, 2009, as 26-year-old John Jones, his brother, and their friends made their way into the cave system, tragedy was about to unfold. According to police records, it was around 9:30 p.m. when Josh Jones contacted local authorities for help, telling them his brother John had gotten stuck inside the cave. Though Josh and John were both experienced cavers and had been inside Nutty Putty Cave before, a critical mistake had left John trapped in one of the most horrifying situations imaginable. While attempting to navigate a well-mapped section of the cave known as the Birth Canal, named for its extremely narrow passageway, John took a wrong turn and entered an unmapped section of tunnel near an area called Ed's Push. John likely believed that if he kept moving forward, he would eventually have enough room to turn around. When he reached a small opening, John crawled headfirst into the sloped passage, not realizing it was a dead end.
Oh my God.
Horrifically, John slipped into the tunnel and became trapped. According to police records, the constriction point John passed through was estimated to measure just 10 by 18 inches. John was pinned headfirst in an angle of more than 70 degrees, tilted onto his left side with his left arm trapped beneath him. It was the same area where a teenage boy had been rescued years earlier, but at roughly 6 feet tall and over 200 pounds, John would be far more difficult to free. By the time emergency crews arrived, he'd already been trapped for nearly an hour, and time was not on their side. The first rescue team to descend into the cave reached John
Imagine
at
being stuck like
12:38
that.
a.m. on November 25th.
Imagine being stuck like that for an hour. Like, just sitting down for too long make me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta move. I gotta do something. I get claustrophobic. Damn. Imagine that. You just stuck upside down for a whole hour. Damn.
On their side. The first rescue team to descend into the cave reached John at 12:38 a.m. on November 25th, nearly 4 hours after he first became stuck. John appeared to be in good condition, and to their knowledge had sustained no physical trauma. However, the only part of John that rescuers could see or access were his feet and part of his calves. The ceiling was so low that any attempt to raise John meant his feet would hit the ceiling after lifting him only a few inches.
Damn.
Rescue teams worked tirelessly through the night, staying by John's side and talking to him to keep him calm. But as the hours dragged on, little progress was made in freeing him.
So he couldn't, like, turn around? Like, he couldn't just, like, maybe it was too tight for him to turn? Because that's what I would have did. I would have turned around. Because, you know, if I'm stuck this way, if I'm stuck this way, right? Like, this is my knees. This is my knees, y'all. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm right here. So these my knees. If I'm stuck this way and I can't bend like this because my knees, I can't bend like that because my knees bend this way, I'm going to try to turn around, bro. So my knees, you know what I'm saying? So I could come out like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if my knee's not bending this way and I can't come out, I can't go out like that. I'm going to turn like this so I could bend my knees and come out. You know what I'm saying? But I think he couldn't turn. I don't think he could do anything. I think it was just too tight.
Time was quickly running out.
Hey, yo, no freaky.
The prolonged inverted position John was trapped in was placing extreme strain on his body. As confidence in his rescue began to wane, exhausted search and rescue teams requested more personnel and resources. After nearly 12 to 13 hours of failed rescue attempts, cave explorer Brandon Kowalis received a call alerting him that a rescue operation was underway. Brandon, a cartographer who mapped much of the Nutty Putty Cave system, was part of a volunteer group called Utah Cave Rescue. By the time Brandon and the rest of the volunteer team arrived, rescuers were attempting to pull John free using a 4-to-1 pulley system. These efforts were captured in a series of videos recorded by the rescue team.
Okay, one of these. There's this slot here. Okay, pretty much as wide as I am, double tall. So Rob, come around the corner there, has to go feet first, because you have to go down this head first. This comes around a corner to the right
So he was
and down. And then after that, it slopes off and to the left, which is where John is.
So he was in a position to where he could bend his feet and come out. So why damn. Cause I'm trying to figure out, like, cause I see them. It looked like they could just pull his feet right out. To me, you know what I'm saying? It looked like it's nothing stopping him, really.
One line going to Rob, another line to John. This comes up this way, up to a cam.
Right there.
But the cave's layout created a major problem. Several twists and turns separated John from the nearest chamber that was large enough for rescuers to stand, and every bend created a friction point. Even with pulleys in place, the rope tightened against rocks and corners so severely that the whole system became ineffective. But the worst setback was still to come.
If your child used TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat,
Tension on who?
Well, tell me how much.
Tension on who?
I think I'll probably be able to give him enough.
Okay, so it goes
Oh, the rope is cracking.
from that anchor where Susie is
Oh my
There's more
God. Don't tell me they all about
And
to
then
fall
up
in there.
Okay.
Which I'll attempt to shimmy myself down.
Oh,
Turn it around one more time. Looking up. Yeah. Hold on a sec. Okay. So out of that. And then the rope continues up that way. Oh, and then turn around. So hold on, take a video. So to a redirect there. There's a redirect right there. Up there. Russell? Yeah. Goes up to Russell.
Okay. Hold tension.
Hold tension!
Brandon's colleague, Ryan Schertz, managed to reach John and brought him a pouch filled with Gatorade, lowering a tube down so he could drink. Ryan would later recall John shifting between calm and coherent conversation to helpless, panicked thrashing. To keep him focused on survival, Ryan asked him about his family. He later remembered John speaking about his wife, Emily, and sharing a secret. She was pregnant with their second child.
So there's this anchor here that's folded in. This comes down here. Got one line attaching to Rob there. This is the line to the to John. Goes around the corner and then down to your left.
By 3 p.m., John had been trapped for 18 hours, and the angle was unforgiving. Gravity was likely forcing blood into his head and placing immense strain on his heart and lungs. Rescuers who were keeping John company described him as fading in and out of consciousness, reporting that he had begun to talk about seeing angels and demons around him. His family described John, a devout member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as a man of unwavering faith. According to police records, the family, including John's wife, remained outside as the rescue efforts went on. Arrangements were made to allow communication between John and his wife Emily, as it seemed that when John heard her voice, he would try to help himself get out of the cave. Efforts to free him depended largely on his ability to help maneuver his own body out of the fissure.
Yeah, bro,
If he lost consciousness and could no longer assist, any real hope of getting him out would be lost.
Okay. He didn't say anything yet. You want to take your light and explain the system, how it keeps going? Yeah? Tension on Rob. More tension on.
Actually, I think it would be easier to pull him out if his body went limp. It may have been easier to pull him out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no what do you call this? You know what I'm saying? I'm not none of this, no scientist and none of that, but I know if your body is limp, you can bend. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be more flexible. So maybe if he did pass out, it would have been easier to pull him out.
Okay. So we have
we need both.
an anchor here
You know what this
we're using for a redirect.
You don't want.
He would have been more heavy
You're
though.
the Prusik, is that right?
I do, and the
4-to-1 system right above me, right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got a 3-to-1 system for hauling,
We got beaters
John
with
out.
that system.
and we're going to rig another system for hauling Rob out.
You can actually, stay high, stay high.
I've got Brian up there
attached through this?
taking care of things on Rob's line.
Either there or here. Oh, that one right there, I guess, is what we're
We have enough pulleys to
It can go with a 5
keep us from rubbing
The other Prusik?
on the rock.
At 4 p.m., after almost 19 hours trapped in the crevice, rescue teams reported that John had been moved a couple of feet with the aid of the 4-to-1 rope system. Finally, Ryan was able to see through a crack and give John eye contact with another human for the first time in nearly a full day. But without warning, the equipment catastrophically failed. 2 cords tied around a rock formation suddenly snapped, sending a steel carabiner flying loose and striking rescuer Ryan Schertz in the face, temporarily knocking him unconscious. At the same moment, John slipped back into the crevice, undoing hours of effort.
Damn.
Due to Ryan's injury, he was forced to leave the cave, though rescue attempts continued on. Eventually, Brandon Kowalis headed down to make contact with John.
This is how easy it is to buy shares of properties on Real Bricks. You can scroll down to a property that you're interested in.
Okay, recording again.
Bro, they had him,
Brandon.
bro. Damn.
Going down through another one of the holes.
This is one of the wider spots. If you want to turn to still shots, you can take still shots too.
I figure we'll take some still shots to the patient.
Maybe we can take stills on the way out.
I'll take some still shots of him. Yeah, it's so dark. Okay, if you notice, crack goes down. So he has to make his way up through a narrow. If I can do my light, it helped.
Come and shut off.
Whoops. I just gotta get it aimed so it doesn't aim at the camera, it aims above it.
This is going up about 45 degrees.
45 degrees up. We're still quite a ways from the patient. Try to get the light. You see the air hose is going through. I'm gonna stop the camera for a sec so I can get up. Okay, Brandon leading the way going in. We're starting to get
Its shoulder
tighter. We still have about 25, 30 feet to go from here. We already have a little battery showing.
Oh, you got a low battery?
Yeah, I'll switch it out right now.
Yeah, might as well. Just come up and switch it out. You can have them shut off the air compressor.
Alright,
Double A's.
we got 26 minutes and 40 seconds of film.
Though John had entered the crevice head first, leaving his feet and calves exposed, Brandon went down feet first, his legs eventually making contact with John's.
Okay, so the victim is probably about the top of his feet are about maybe 1.5 to 2 feet below my feet right now. And
Damn, he's
so you're
that
standing
far
straight
in?
up right now, right?
I'm laying standing. It's pretty steep here. It's like maybe 60 or 70 degrees. But yeah, to get through, we would have to probably take this whole chunk off right here, which is
I'll back up and show them where.
which is really thick.
See, my legs
So right
barely
here.
fit through this where he came through, and this is where they've drilled out more.
And the space that you have to drill
See my
from
foot right here.
is,
My foot's bigger than the hole.
yeah. So to hit it at an angle, and you could maybe come down in here and drill, but it's going to wear somebody out pretty quick. And this is just part. You still have all the way about, let's see, I'm about 5'8", so probably about 6 or 7 feet beyond this, where you have to widen it for him to be able to fit through, and it's drilling through the smooth stuff, so to get a good angle on it, and it's really hard rock. Yeah.
You've been drilling.
And it's
right
gonna
now.
be hard to drill while
You
it's gonna be hard to drill while he's stuck in there too, and while they are in such a tight space. Cause where you gonna put the rebels? All the rebels is gonna fall back on him. And depending on how big they gotta dig, the rebels could get them stuck. Shit.
You've been on the drill.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a piece of cake, and sometimes the rock is super hard, and you can't get through it.
Trying to turn around here so you can see back up. Oh, it's too dark. You can see where we gotta go back up through that crack. There's Brandon again in the hole. See? he has to go feet first.
Not too wide. Here's the.
Not too wide, but we're still in a pretty good position. As we go down, it gets narrower and tighter. I'll stop until we make progress.
Once the drill arrived, Brandon, along with 2 other rescue team members, spent about an hour and a half chipping away in an effort to widen the passage. But due to the angle, the effort was slow going.
Okay, I am flat on my back, closest wall. I tilt the camera down. You can see.
This is where we widened out. We took out from here to right about here, so about maybe 5 inches here, and then a section here. And this was soft, and this was pretty hard to knock off, but this was soft and fairly easy to drill through. And this is the easiest place to drill. From here, it just gets about 10 times harder.
So that's the easiest place to drill. They're knocked off quite a bit right
5
there.
5 inches in about an hour and a half.
5 inches in about an hour and a half.
Where it's easy to get to.
Look at that.
That's the easiest place to get to. It just gets worse from there. And we're still a little ways from the feet.
They can't even drill where they want to drill.
Mm-hmm. I'll go. Brandon's going to position himself because you have to go down only one way. From here, I'll pass the camera to him if he wants. He'll be able to use it down there.
It kinks my side.
Remember, just to be safe.
Brandon was able to stabilize himself by jamming his body into a narrower section of the crack, allowing him to speak with John. But once he introduced himself, he received no response. According to his account of events, Brandon was able to tap John on the leg and could hear him breathing a deep, gurgling breath, as though his lungs were filling with fluid.
Yeah.
Then John began making frantic small kicks with his feet, but after a second, he stopped.
He died.
According to Brandon, this was likely the moment that 26-year-old John Jones passed away. After 27 hours trapped upside down, the strain on his body was simply too much. A paramedic would later crawl through the treacherous tunnels and claustrophobic passageways to confirm his death. 4 minutes to midnight at 11:56 p.m. on November 25th, 2009, John was pronounced deceased. Following this tragic confirmation, authorities determined it was best to leave John's body in the cave, rather than risk more lives in an attempt to recover him. While the decision was not well received, John's family ultimately decided they were at peace with leaving John's body inside, as long as the cave would be permanently closed. On December 1st, 2009, explosives were placed in the cave and detonated, causing a collapse of the main passageway leading to the body of John Jones. The following day, the same personnel returned and cemented the opening of Nutty Putty Cave, sealing it from the public. According to his family, John was in his second year of medical school at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. He planned and was working toward becoming a pediatric cardiologist. Following the cave's closure, the family mounted a memorial plaque which reads, "Our beloved John passed away at this site. He was a loving father, a kind husband, a loyal son, and a true and cherished friend. We miss you and love you always." A second plaque placed by the family thanks and honors the rescuers who worked tirelessly to free John. The final line reads, "We invite all who visit John's final resting place to enjoy and respect this sacred space." Emily later gave birth to a son, who she named John in her husband's memory.
Wow.
You too!
Wow. The Nutty Putty story, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. That story right there, I felt that. That was different. And again, it comes down to, why do people explore the unknown? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why do people love exploring the unknown? I mean, it's a thrill from it. You know, it's history. We do get information that, you know, tell us things that we don't even need to know. But it's still a far out reach. Like, it's a stretch to do some of the things that they do. You know what I'm saying? And then people do it for fun. sometimes. It's like people take things like you have skydivers, and then you have, you know, flight the Air Force. These are trained skydivers, you know what I'm saying? These are people that's trained to jump out of the plane if the plane gets caught on fire or something, or it's blown up. But skydivers, they do it for fun. And that's what I mean by people just do it for fun. You know what I'm saying? They take these activities that's like dangerous as hell and just have fun with them. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. I couldn't do it. But this became his grave site. That was crazy. Wow. Now, I hope y'all learned something from this. Everywhere don't need to be explored. Certain places you don't even need to step you don't even need to put your presence there, bro, because it wasn't meant to be there. And the biggest thing I want to say before I go is never enter a hole head first. Never. I don't care how big the hole is. If you feel like, no, you enter a hole head first, you might as well just dive in. Just dive in. Don't even be careful. Just dive in. You know what I'm saying? Because you enter a cave head first, how you gonna come out? That's the first thing that's gonna come to your head. That should be in your head, is how you gonna come out. That's why you don't enter a cave head first. You know what I'm saying? It's a tragic story. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? My condolences to his family and rest in peace to him. What happened to him was a tragedy, and I don't wish that on nobody. I wish, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy the videos that y'all make when y'all go explore. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want things like this happening to y'all when y'all going exploring and stuff, to people when they go exploring, because they doing things, they finding, they exploring, you know what I'm saying? They doing things that's detrimental for the world, really. You know what I'm saying? Because they finding out new places, new animals, new DNA, new cross species, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And things that could actually help heal diseases and sickness and stuff like that. So, you know, you can't really stop people from exploring. This world is big enough to be explored, so why not explore it? But just be careful, y'all. Be careful. And don't ever, I'm going to repeat this again, don't ever in your life enter a hole head first. Never. Now with that said, it's OC. This is OC Topics. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, and I'm out of here.